everyone, this is Highlander doing another custom Magic card review for MTG Cardsmith. This is a card called, okay, I'm going to have to make sure I get this name right. Invannesk? I think Invannesk, the double N, I think makes it Invannesk of the Council. I think that's right. Correct me if I'm wrong, Hergusbergus. And this is by Hergusbergus. Did I say that already? Whatever. Alright, so let's see what we got here. Okay, so we've got a legendary creature. This is a 4 mana, 2/3, double blue, double black. Invannesk has all activated abilities among creature cards in your graveyard. To say he has skeletons in his closet is an understatement. By Jin. There's an admiral named Jin. Okay. Is he friends with Admiral Brandy? Okay, well, okay. So this card, okay. I feel like I've seen this text before. Let me take a look here. I know like there's like an ooze that does it. Let's see. Activated. Oh no, this is not where I do that. Activated abilities, creatures in graveyard. 0. Oh, come on. Let's just say abilities, creatures in graveyard. No. Okay, I'm failing. There's an ooze. Is it necrotic ooze that does this? Yeah. It has all activated abilities of all creature cards in all graveyards. Okay, so let's compare this. Now the wording is different here, right? So necrotic ooze says as long as it's on the battlefield. Does that mean that this guy... Does that mean that this guy gets effects when he's... I don't think so. Okay. Correct me if I'm wrong. Okay, I could be wrong about this. But I think that this card is literally the same as necrotic ooze. I think the only reason that this text is here is to make it like clear and not confusing, right? Because I'm pretty sure that this text only matters when he's in play. Again, I could be wrong about this. Let me know in the comments. But that's my take on that. So I mean, that being said, okay, if that is the case, I'm gonna go under the assumption that that is the case. And if that is the case, then I don't. I mean, this card's just basically worse than Necrotic Ooze, right? I mean, it's a. I mean, it's harder to cast. It's smaller, right? I mean, what else? It's legendary. Okay, so if this card works the other way, where it's like, you know, this guy's in your graveyard and all of a sudden he has Unearth because you have another Unearth creature in your graveyard or something like that, then this card becomes a lot more interesting. But I think if that is the case, even if rules-wise this would work that way, and I don't think it does, I think you still need to specify that on the card. Like, as long as Invannesk is on the battlefield or in your graveyard, or you could say, you know, something. You could even put like reminder text in there, but if that is the case, I think you need to make that more clear, because otherwise this is just way too confusing. But in that case, the card becomes a lot more interesting, I think. So I actually don't know. And I'm just going to go under the assumption that this is just a worse Necrotic Ooze, because I think that's how this card works. And so for that reason, I mean, I have to give this card a 2 out of 5. I mean, it's harder to cast. It's legendary. It's a 2/3. Necrotic Ooze is easier to cast. It's a 4/3. It's not legendary, right? So Yeah, and the effect is I guess it's unique enough in that there aren't that many cards that do it. But I have seen this effect before, so I would love to see this card work the other way that I mentioned. Um, and if it does, then I find this card to be a lot more interesting, right? Because then you can combine it with things like Unearth or like a reassembling skeleton, or who knows, like a million other things. Dredge, is Dredge an activated ability? I don't think it is. I think that's a triggered ability. But then I'm starting to get interested in this card. Um, and so uh, my feedback on this card would be I would like to see this card work that way. And I mean, maybe all of a sudden that doesn't fit the flavor there anymore. But I think if the card worked that way, and you put some text in here to ensure that the players understand that, then all of a sudden this card becomes a lot more interesting, and I would probably give it a 3, maybe a 4 out of 5, depending. But as it stands, I have to give this card a 2 out of 5. It's just not. I just don't. I don't see it. I'm not interested in it. I'm not interested in playing it. So yeah, that's my review of Invannesk of the Council.